and then I'm going to put this into camera. So there we go. Where do I want it to be? Maybe like here, like half hidden, pretending to be a zip, That is the future. Okay. Hi, my name is Evan. I am a wannabe triathlete. I have been doing triathlon for a couple of years, but I've been recently in a break from dedicated triathlon. So in my past, I've done 3 Ironmans, 1, 2, and 3. I've done Canada twice, and then also done Ironman Texas. But that was all in 2015, 2014. And now I'm looking to get back into the sort of shape that I was in back then. But this time I want to be more focused than I was for these 3. I want to focus on nutrition, also added in some more work towards consistency, and then also aids for training. So whether it be as simple as adding in a beeper for swimming, or something more complicated like adding in a power meter for biking. I want to see how that will affect my training and if I can be more consistent, and then ultimately what will happen on race day. Yeah, that's about it. So kind of the layout of what will happen from now on through these videos is I'm going to give you an update as to what I'm focusing on for the week, and then kind of how that will affect me or whoever else is doing triathlon and wants to like test the same theories. And then I want to kind of do a summary of what I did in the week, like what training, well, maybe not quite what specific training, but like where I did a recovery run or a focused speed workout or something like that. And then finally just a recap of like why I wanted to do this and what I feel it's doing for me. And then at the end of the videos, I'll give a hint as to what will happen in the next video or what my focus is for the next week. Okay, so after last week's video, you'll see that I did a first half marathon of the training sessions. It was with a buddy of mine called Chris. Chris, you did awesome. Remember that. Yeah, so it was actually quite a bit tougher than I thought it would be. I was looking to do a faster time, but my training kind of was lacking, and so I wasn't able to perform as I wanted to. But then again, I also got to run 90% of the race with my friends, so I can't complain. And he crossed the finish line for his first half marathon ever and is already looking at doing his next one, so you know, it's a win. Recovery. I focus on recovery a lot, or I have been focusing on recovery a lot this training cycle, because I have a really bad tendency to get injured, and in previous triathlons or training blocks, I would just overtrain. So a prime example of this was just the week after completing my first marathon, I did a training block with one of my friends, Ryan, and he and me did a half Ironman in training. We swam the 2K, and then we biked 90K, and then ran a half marathon, and I was not recovered enough from the marathon. And so what actually happened was I injured my knee for the first time in my training and was not able to run 2 of the 3 months before the race. And yeah, really felt that. So for this training week, and for the whole of this Ironman Canada 2018, I'm really focused on making sure that if I do a hard week or my body gets to the point of feeling tired, that I am focused on letting it recover and not going too hard and getting injured. The other advantage to letting your body recover is you're actually letting your muscles absorb all that exercise and power that you're putting into it. If you are having a recovery week, you don't want to be doing nothing. And I'm also a firm believer in this. Like, I'd much rather be doing active recovery, which is still doing training, but making sure that you're not hitting any of your higher zones. You can still be clocking hours, making your body do some work, but you're not actually putting too much stress onto it. So that's what the focus for this week was. What have I done this week? I have done only one long bike effort, which was on Saturday, and you'll see a clip from it, which was a 3-hour session on the turbo, but it was very mellow, nothing over 70% of my FTP. The rest of it has been easy runs or runs with a little bit of work going up a hill, and that's about it really. Things to focus on for recovery week, or things I need to improve for my recovery week, is I need to have a better grasp of all 3 sports. I have been seriously lacking in swimming lately, and so that's the one thing that I feel like I need to do more work on, and so that's what we're going to be doing, focusing on next week. I have done more exercise this week. Yes. What should I have done more exercise on? Swimming. Always swimming. I don't like swimming. The main focus for next week will be to bring back swimming into my busy life. After getting Delta and signing up for this Ironman, there has been less time in my life than I thought. And so I've had to make a couple of sacrifices with training, and one of them is when I can focus on swimming. And so right now I'm trying to find ways to slot it back in. I used to swim early mornings, 5:30 in the pool, but now that I have moved location, I'm going to swim at 6, and then now that I have a dog, I have to walk the dog at 6. So it's trying to find a new spot for my swimming sessions. So that's the next thing to focus on, and hopefully it goes well. You'll find out next week.